Hi, it's Caitlin, and I am so excited to be sharing the polishes that I'm sharing with you today. I say that a lot, but today is just an extra fun video. It's a whole bunch of new nail polish from Clionadh Cosmetics. You know I love the brand, and just a little plug, if you're planning on picking up anything from the Clionadh Cosmetics website, everything is available now. You can use my code Caitlin Swatches to save 6%, and you're also supporting my channel. Thank you to those of you who use it. You can use the code again and again, and it's just a nice little discount for some intensely beautiful polishes. The polishes that are available now on the Clionadh Cosmetic website are the new stocking stuffer duo. I think they're calling it that. It's a duo of polishes that are both magnetic. There's also a Christmas in New York trio, which is a collaboration with What's Up Nails. You can pick up the polishes on the Clionadh Cosmetics website or What's Up Nails. They're just so festive and fun. And lastly, but certainly not least, there is a 12-day Advent holiday calendar. The polishes are mystery, so if you don't want to know what's in the Advent box, then don't watch that part of my video. I'll include that after we do the duo and the trio. But honestly, these polishes are so special. They're all very festive and seasonally appropriate. There are some of my favorite new Clionadh Cosmetic nail polishes in this Advent calendar. They're exclusive to the calendar. If you want them, don't miss it. But that's a lot of talking for me, so I think we should just get into all of these beautiful polishes. Okay, let's take a look first at the What's Up Nails collaboration. This first polish is called Skate in the Park, and it is a beautiful ice rink blue linear holographic base with rainbow iridescent flakes. So the trio is inspired by Christmas in New York, and of course, what Christmas in New York isn't complete without ice skating at Rockefeller Center. And this polish is so beautiful. It's very rainbowy. Hopefully you can already get a taste of how rainbowy it is. And I will recommend building it up in 3 thin coats. The iridescent flakes in here just are the perfect complement, and this polish is so wintry. Now that Halloween is behind us, I can't help but start thinking about the holidays and wintertime, whether I want to or not. So blues like this will help me get through the winter season. And I will recommend a good glossy top coat for this, just to smooth it out and make that hollow pop as much as possible. And I am using Cuticula Limitless top coat. That's what I'm using in all of my swatches here. And I did let this top coat dry down completely so you can see the full holographic effect, which is very rainbowy. And here you can just see everything all together. This one's not overly shifty, obviously, but the iridescent flakes provide a rainbow of colors, which is absolutely beautiful. And I do really love the blue base. It's just such a pretty, light, wintry blue. Unfortunately, no sun. And here we have 3, 2, 1, Light the Tree. And this one is a midnight blue magnetic that magnetizes to reveal pink, yellow, green shifting microflakes, as well as scattered holographic glitter. A lot of people, after watching my latest Holo Taco video with the magnetic polishes, recommended that I place the magnet under my finger, and it's working for the most part. I think I could have moved it closer to the tip of my finger, but it's definitely easier than holding it over top. And this polish has a very strong magnetic effect. Not all polishes do. Some of them, it's just not as easy to get that magnetic pull, but this one is very, very easy. And I personally do like to magnetize the polish with every coat of application. I just think it's a cleaner and nicer look than magnetizing the final coat. This one I will recommend 2 coats. It has really good coverage and opacity, so I don't think you'll need 3 coats, but everybody is different. And again, I recommend a good glossy top coat for this one. It does have a tiny bit of texture. It's not at all a thirsty polish, so once you apply the top coat, everything is smooth and it won't be difficult to remove. So here it is, and you're going to see the color shifts in the polish at the more extreme angles. But otherwise, this is a really beautiful blue blurple shade, and I love the addition of the hollow. It just creates a really pretty, sparkly, festive polish, and I do love dark blues, so I particularly love this one. And last but not least, from the Christmas in New York trio, we have Ribbon Wrapped, and this one's a magenta jelly base packed with hot pink to orange to yellow to chartreuse shifting shimmer, bright red metallic flakes, and red reflective micro glitter. This one must be a tribute to all the beautiful gift wrapping you can get done at department stores in New York. I don't know, but when I think of Christmas in New York, I just think of like Bloomingdale's and those other huge department stores wrapping gifts just so beautifully. I was a gift wrapper, a volunteer gift wrapper, for a few years, supporting a women's center locally, and I do like gift wrapping, but not in a high pressure situation. This one I think looks best in 3 coats. You could do 2. I think I kind of got away with 2 on my middle finger, 2-ish, so you might be okay with a lighter 3rd coat if you do 2 pretty solid initial coats. And this one will dry down dull because of the flakes and those reflective glitters, so I definitely recommend a glossy top coat. And this one is just maximum festiveness with that red. It's a beautiful shade of red, and it is very, very luminous and glowy here. It's got like a fiery glow to it at more extreme angles with the orange. This one's really, really beautiful, and those reflective glitters are quite sparse, so they're not adding a ton of texture. They won't really be difficult to remove, but they just add a beautiful additional sparkle that makes this just the perfect Christmas red. And here it is with camera flash, so you can see those little reflective glitters. Now we are moving on to the sort of stocking stuffer duo. We have Of Ice is the first half, and this one is obviously a magnetic. It's an icy blue chrome magnetic polish that pulls to reveal a rich blue base with red to orange to yellow to lime shifting microflake. This one has a fantastic formula. The magnetic effect is very strong, and I am using the Cleona Cosmetics magnet that they sell. This time I was holding it over the nail, but I will show it later under the nail. And I just love this sort of chromey effect. It honestly looks beautiful even without the magnetic applied. But when you apply the magnet, you get that beautiful shifting microflake showing through. And this one is very wintry and icy and beautiful. I do recommend glossy top coat. It just dries down a tiny bit dull, and the glossy top coat just makes everything look amazing. Apply the magnet over the polish or under the polish as or after you're applying your top coat. That will ensure a stronger line if you like the look of a stronger line. And this one is wonderfully shifty and pretty. You can see here, it's just a beautiful effect. I love the way the magnetic effect almost looks like bouncy on the nail, if that makes sense. And I really like the green you get at extreme angles. This has so many beautiful shifts to it. I love what Clionadh did with this one. And when you see the other half of the duo, it's just a beautiful set of polishes. So next up we have And Fire, so the duo of ice and fire. And this one, again, is a magnetic polish and super unique. I will say that the previous polish is really unique, and so is this one. So this one is described as a salmon chrome magnetic polish that pulls to reveal a burnt orange base with vivid ultraviolet shimmer and red to orange to yellow shifting iridescent flakes. This one is beautiful. I actually like it without the magnetic applied. It works really, really well with my skin tone. But obviously when you apply the magnet, the inclusion of that ultraviolet shimmer with the salmon base is mind-blowingly beautiful in my opinion. I am absolutely loving this polish, but the other polish and everything so far, this is like perfection across the board from Clionadh Cosmetics. And hopefully you can see those tiny little red-ish flakes that are in the base. I absolutely love those. I think that's such a smart element to include. And again, I'm applying top coat and the magnet again just to get that line as crisp as possible while the polish is drying. And this polish, here it is. It's so beautiful. A completely unique polish in my collection, and that shimmer, man, like honestly, it could be in every polish, and I just think it adds something so magical and mysterious. It was nighttime sort of when I swatched this, so the lighting is a little weird, but you can see those flakes, you can see the magnetic effect, and it is stunning. So here is the Advent box from Clionadh Cosmetics, and let's unbox. Ooh, this is very, very nicely wrapped in some Clionadh tissue paper, the sticker. I will try to reuse this. I try to reuse all of my packaging that I get from PR. And I'm sure some people will get this in a Christmas gift or a birthday gift and be like, what is this pattern? If they don't know the brand, and that's fine. Ooh, look at this. Alrighty, I guess we'll go in order. Everything is wrapped so beautifully. Ooh, it's taped well. Okay, I don't think you need to see me struggling with all of this packaging, but Okay, day 1 is called Forest Flame. I'm so excited, by the way. This is so pretty. It looks like a multi-chrome with hollow, and I am already obsessed. Day 2. Oh gosh, okay, this one is Ice Queen and I'm already so excited. Wow, that is so pretty. It's on my hand. Very intrigued by that. Ooh, this is called Rose Tea Toasty. Rose Tea Toasty, that is adorable. Very cute. I'm already loving the color palette for the holiday season. Day 4. Smitten, the little S in parentheses. Ooh, that is a beautiful cream. It's like a berry mauvey kind of cream. I love it. Oh no, we're losing light. Day 5. This one's called Winter Frosting. Oh my gosh, I see glitter. This one, I just audibly gasped. This is so pretty. Oh my god. Cleona, you have done it again. This is day 6. Now we have Festive 5. No, Festive Pine. Jesus, I think I need glasses. Very pretty. Hollow in here, shimmer, kind of like metallic-y base. Very pretty. Day 7. Ooh, what's this? Ooh, is this a magnetic polish? It must be. Very interesting. Magnetic wand. Candy Cane Lane. Love that. Ooh. This one is definitely a magnetic. I have no idea where. Oh, let's hope I don't break anything. Day 8. This one is Toboggan. Ooh, that is really pretty. Another beautiful cream. Okay. Day 9. This is Crystal Cavern. Oh, I'm guessing hollow? Oh yes, hollow and flakes. Day 10. Waltz of the Flowers. Oh goodness gracious me. Oh my god. This is ridiculous. I am freaking out a little bit. Oh my god. Okay. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I cannot wait to swatch these, honestly. Day 11. We've got Shiver? Shiver. Ooh, this looks like a linear hollow with a very strong rainbowy flame. Last one, day 12. Day 12. Geez, I gotta focus this. Past the cranberry sauce. Oof, that is another beautiful flaky filled polish. I can't wait to swatch these. So let's just swatch them. First up for day 1, we have Forest Flame, and this one is described as a jelly boreal green base with pink, peach, yellow, lime, emerald, shifting shimmer, and holographic flakes. This one's inspired by bonfire reflections on coniferous trees at night, and that is such a beautiful mental picture. I can totally picture that. And this polish is so gorgeous. As you can see, it has a really good formula while it's a jelly, it's actually quite opaque because there's a ton of shimmer and a ton of hollow flakes in there. So I think most people will be happy with this in 2 coats. You might need 3, but as you can see, it is packed to the brim with shimmer and it does dry down a little bit dull. So use a good glossy top coat to bring back the shine. This also will not be difficult to remove, and I didn't experience any sort of staining. As you can see, the pink is a really strong shift in direct lighting, but then you get this beautiful green and lime and golden shift at more extreme angles, all the while seeing that beautiful hollow sparkle. This is a really beautiful polish and a fantastic start to this holiday countdown box. Day 2 is Ice Queen. And this one is described as a bright metallic white gold that shifts to icy lime and turquoise with a sheer cool undertone. And this one is inspired by Hans Christian Andersen's fairy tale. I'm assuming it's called Ice Queen. And this one has a really, really nice formula. I love when Clionadh Cosmetics makes polishes like this. They're some of my favorite. This one has a really easy to work with formula. I will recommend building it up depending on your preference. 2 might be good enough, or you might want 3. So I am showing 3 coats, at least on my index finger, because I went a little heavier on my middle. And top coat is just going to make this so beautiful and glossy. I can't wait for you to see this one shifting around. I will admit it was hard to capture the turquoise with my camera, but it was very, very obvious in real life. It definitely looks a bit bluer overall, whereas the camera was mostly making it look white. But I absolutely love the shift here at the extreme angle. It's so glowy and pretty. I really, really love this polish. It is so perfectly wintry to me, and it has such a good formula. No brush strokes or anything. It's just pure perfection. Moving along, we have Rose Tea Toasty, and this one is a tea rose cream with twinkling golden shimmer and hints of warmth. This one's inspired by cozy evenings by the fire on a cold winter's day. So this one has definitely a cream base. It's quite opaque, even on the first coat, and definitely fully opaque on the second. And you get a ton of that golden shimmer and also tiny little microflakes that look a bit pink to me. This one does dry down a little bit on the dull side, so I do recommend a glossy top coat. And this is honestly such a pretty polish. It's very subdued, very, very elegant. And it doesn't shift around a whole lot because it's predominantly that gold shimmer in a cream base, but it is really, really beautiful and not something I have a lot of in my collection, so it's nice to have a classy kind of pink like this. Day 4, I think, and we've got Smitten. This one is a beautiful, rich burgundy crelly, and this one is inspired by the Clionadh Cosmetics sisters' beloved family holiday traditions. So this is a really beautiful cream formula. It's kind of on the crelly side. It has this really pretty squishiness to it, which makes it a little nicer than a straight up cream in my opinion. It doesn't have that chalkiness to it, but it will require you building it up in 2 to 3 coats depending on your style. I'm going to show it in 3 coats, but I absolutely love the shade of burgundy. It is very, very Christmassy. Sort of reminds me of Christmas as a child in the 90s. Something about that memory is just special to me, but I guess it's special to everybody. I'm sure if you grew up in the 60s, Christmas was special and that's how you picture Christmas. So this one, as you can see in 3 coats, definitely gets deeper and richer. And I will note that this one may stain depending on your nail plate and how porous it is. When I took it off, there was just like a tiny bit of red on my nail bed. So definitely use a good, strong base coat with this one. I didn't, so that was my fault. Moving along, we have winter frosting, and this was one of the ones that made me audibly gasp because I absolutely love this polish, and it is described as a topper packed with a flurry of multicolored flakes, reminiscent of warm reflections on sun-streaked fields of snow. So I like polishes like this on their own, so I am going to show it built up as well as over Ice Queen, which might have been a random choice because it's not super obvious over it, but it's beautiful nonetheless. This has a beautiful formula. It's very even, which is what you want in a topper. And honestly, if you like building these kinds of polishes up, it builds up pretty well in 3 coats. You could only just see my nail line. This is one of those polishes that I would love to layer over something like Cirque Rosewater or Chiffon, one of those jellies, or even a ridge filling base coat just to blur out your nail line and then have these beautiful tiny little flakes glowing on your nails. They're so pretty. You get a really beautiful strong green shift at extreme angles, but there's a ton of different colors going on in those flakes, and I just absolutely love this one. I love the name of it. I love the inspiration. I love the formula. It's just so beautiful. And here is Ice Queen again. I just thought it would give a really interesting, complex addition to Ice Queen, and I'm not wrong, it's just not super, super obvious in my video, but hopefully you can see those tiny little iridescent flakes catching the light, and yeah, it's a beautiful ethereal combination. Moving along, we have Festive Pine, and this one is a spruce green shimmer lit with holographic and red iridescent microflakes, and it's inspired by the decorative trees of the holidays. This is a really interesting shade of green. I don't have a lot or any like this in my collection, and it's filled with so many pretty little flakes that add beautiful color. It has a really nice and easy to work with formula. It was pretty much opaque in 2 coats, but I thought a third would just deepen everything, and I was right. It definitely looks best in 3 coats. And this one dries down pretty shiny. It's got a bit of a foily, metallic-y finish to it. And top coat just helps everything. So here it is in 3 coats plus top coat. and you can see those little flakes in the hollow. This one is really pretty and really unique. I just can't wait to see Christmas trees. I'm not trying to rush the season, but you know. Here we have Candy Cane Lane, and this one is described as a optionally magnetic pink chrome polish that pulls to reveal a candy cane red base with a sprinkle of iridescent red flakes. So you don't have to magnetize this if you don't want, but I am going to show it with the magnet applied for anyone who's curious. It looks beautiful both ways, and this one comes with the magnetic in the advent box. So if you don't own a magnet, then Cleona has you covered. It comes in the advent box, which I think is really considerate and smart, especially if you are giving this to someone who might not have a magnet. So you can see here what it would look like if I didn't apply the magnet. But when you apply the magnet, it definitely gives it more of a candy cane look with the white stripe. And I love those tiny little, what are they called? Little iridescent red flakes. They just pick up the light beautifully and add beautiful depth to the polish. So this one is actually really opaque and covers very well in 2 coats. And I will recommend top coat, as I always do. And here you can see just how pretty this one is. I love how sparkly it is. It's very, very festive and Christmassy. And I love the magnetic effect to it. It just kind of floats in there. It's a little more on the subtle side, but I think it's a beautiful addition to the polish, and I really love everything about this one. Moving along, we have another cream. This one's called Toboggan, and it is a blue winter's night cream with a sleek leather finish. This one is named after the fun, snowy activity. So I did use a base coat when I applied this cream after applying the red one we saw a few polishes back, and I do recommend it. I mean, I always use a base coat in real life, but when it comes to swatching, I generally just don't have time, so I don't apply it. But as you can see, having a base coat on really aided the application, made it very easy, and made it opaque in 2 coats. So you can see here, before the top coat, that leathery finish they're talking about. But personally, I always want to opt for longevity with my manicure, so I will apply a glossy top coat, which kind of takes away that leathery look, but then you get a longer lasting manicure. So this is a really beautiful and unique shade of blue. I don't have anything like it in my collection, and I just really like it. Moving along, we have Crystal Cavern. I don't even know what day we're on. I think it's like 9, 10, I don't know. This one is described as a topper filled with holographic and multicolored crystal flakes, linear holographic pigment, and cobalt shimmer. You can also wear it on its own, and this one's inspired by light reflections through carved ice. This one, again, I built it up on its own. I just can't resist these ethereal shades when you wear them on their own, and I love, again, that beautiful cobalt shimmer in here. It's just so glowy and luminous, and the hollow is perfect. The flakes are perfect. I love it. What can I say? I'm just a sucker for shades like these, and this one was really nice in 2 coats with top coat, of course. And hopefully here you can see that beautiful shimmer I was gushing about. It's just so sparkly, and I love iridescent flakes. I can't get enough of them, and I think Clionadh Cosmetics really excels at these light ethereal shades, and this one is no exception. Next up is Waltz of the Flowers, and this one is described as a vivid yellow lime green aqua shifting shimmer with a sheer petal pink base, and this one's inspired by the iconic Nutcracker Ballet. This is another one that I audibly gasped at when I was unboxing the calendar. It is so pretty, and my full hand swatch will hopefully do it justice, but I love the colors in this. I love the formula, and I love the inspiration. This one is on the sheer side, so I recommend building it up in 3 coats. It's easy to build up. The formula dries quickly in between coats, and the impact of this one is just incredible. It does dry down pretty shiny. There's no brush strokes, which I really appreciate about the formula. And when you've got top coat on it, it just leaves this beautiful glossy finish. And now is when it gets really, really fun, where you can see all of those incredible color shifts. This one was so beautiful in the bottle, and I wasn't sure if it was going to translate onto the nail, but it absolutely did. It is as beautiful as I was expecting it to be, and hopefully you can see what I mean about those gorgeous color shifts. I love that blue at extreme angles. I believe we are on day 11, and this one is called Shiver. It's a steely indigo linear holographic with a dusting of slate gray reflective micro glitter, and this one's inspired by ice-coated pathways in wintertime. So this linear holo is very, very linear. I have a feeling that they're using a very high quality linear holographic pigment, and the reflective glitters just add additional twinkle to this polish. It has a fantastic formula that covers really nicely in 2 coats. The reflective glitter does add texture and does kind of add like a little bumpiness into the linear effect. It sort of interrupts it, if that makes any sense. But here you can see what I mean about how linear the holographic effect is. I love the shade of blue. And here you can see it under my swatch lights. You can just see the rainbow flame from the linear holographic pigment. It's really, really beautiful. It's a gorgeous shade of blue. And I didn't have any sun to catch the twinkle of the reflective glitter. And coming to the end of the countdown, we have day 12. We have Pass the Glamberry Sauce, and this one is a dimensional flaky bomb filled with multi-chrome and iridescent flakes that shift purple, pink, orange, yellow, lime, and scattered holographic glitter. This one's inspired by the Love It or Hate It cranberry sauce. And it's kind of funny because I'm totally impartial to cranberry sauce. If it's there, okay. If it's not, I don't care. But it definitely has its moments. So I guess that means I love it, because I'm sure there are people who would just die if it was on their plate. So this one builds up absolutely beautifully in 3 coats because it is made up of a clear base with tons and tons and tons of flakes. So you want to cover your nail well, and that'll probably require 3 coats. and you might have to play around with them a little bit, as you saw me doing, to cover up any little bald spots. And this is a polish that you can leave glossy or you can make matte. I'm going to show it both ways, but I actually prefer it glossy, even though I was expecting to prefer it matte. So here it is, glossy. I just think it looks really dimensional, glossy, and then when it's matte, it kind of looks not as dimensional. So I do think this is better glossy. And here you can see all of those pretty little flakes. This one shifts really beautifully when you get to extreme angles. It almost looks like an entirely new polish, which I think is so fun. I wish I had sun when I was swatching these, but we're going into the dark season, and so sunlight is less and less common. And here it is with the matte top coat. I don't know, I'm curious if anyone also agrees that it looks better glossy. I don't know. There's just something, it kind of dulled it down with the matte top coat, not in a good way. So I definitely think you should go glossy with this one. I actually cannot pick favorites, and usually I can, but when I say I love absolutely everything that I've swatched, I genuinely mean it. I don't think you'll go wrong with anything, and I know advent calendars can be expensive, and I know that maybe you're not gonna like 100% of them, but if there's a way for you to pick it up, maybe give away the colors you don't like, or find a friend who does want those and you can split it, because that calendar is just incredible. I think they did such a beautiful job creating something really, really special, and I am very grateful to have those polishes. And you're just not gonna go wrong with that duo or the trio. Honestly, everything is so beautiful. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on the polishes in the comments. Let me know if you're going to pick up anything. And once again, don't forget to use my affiliate code for 6% off the Clionadh Cosmetics website. It's Caitlin Swatches. And I guess that's it for me. Hopefully I will see you in my next video. Have a great day. Bye.